guess I'd start off by saying, does anyone find any of this like a little suspicious, or I don't know, I can't say really out of the ordinary, because how often does someone go and do something like this? But out of everything that's happened and occurred so far, and I posted stuff straight out there publicly, someone goes on a billboard sign up there for 38 days with a big old sign hanging off it: Dakota County protects child molester Jeffrey Watney. Then hang a mannequin off the front of it, and they do absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You hear the press release that Brian Wicke put out about that they just ain't gonna do nothing. They're just gonna sit there and wait till I come down. Does that make any sense? I mean, and then he says he doesn't have the authority or whatnot ever to investigate my issues or concerns or whatever. Well, exactly what are my issue and concerns then? You know what I mean? Now, when I was on a power line on the A-frame of it, under the boat launch here in South St. Paul, under the 494 bridge, I was up there for a week with the big sign. Same thing. Up there for a week. Came down, got the police report, and the police report said, due to my concerns about Jeff Watney allegedly molesting or raping or whatever my daughter, that it was never investigated, and that he didn't go to prison for it. Now, if anyone's listened to like some of my recordings, my conversations with the POs and the child protection workers and the county attorney and so on and so forth, never ever once did I ever say anything about my daughter, ever. But then Brian Wicke wrote in the police report that the same thing, said my mom said that my mom told him that's what my problem and the issue was, which was straight BS. I showed the body cam footage. I think there's 2 or 3 videos of the body cam footage. There's just a bunch of numbers, and well, it's the numbers and dates and whatever annex or something like that, but there's a couple videos on there. Those are straight body cam footage from recordings when the police came, and they're, you know, throughout the whole week that I was down there on the power line A-frame there in South St. Paul. So that's straight, their body cam footage, them guys talking. And Brian straight up wrote in the police report that my problem and concern is about my kid being raped or molested, and they didn't investigate, didn't look into it. Never ever did I ever say anything ever about any of that. And I wound up doing a video of Brian Wicke and a copy of the voicemail I left him, and then the email that I got back from him saying, I got your email, blah, blah, blah. I sent him all the information. He said, yeah, clearly it shows, yep. He wasn't abiding by his court order and he would be in violation. Okay, well, you straight up admitted he would be, and you have every authority to investigate and look into that and go to the court and hold him either in contempt of court or for violating his terms of probation or his court order. You have every authority to. In the thumbnail of this video, I'll put right on there, South St. Paul has the authority to investigate. My conversation with the Hastings police, same thing. Told me, you got to go and you got to report it to the town that it happened, the police department where the crime occurred, and that's where you need to report it. The Lakeville cop, same thing, told me the same thing. You need to go there. They got the authority to investigate and to take it from there. So if all these other police departments are telling me South St. Paul's got the authority to investigate and look into it, but Brian Wicke wants to keep it vague and say, due to the underlying, but he doesn't want to say what the underlying is. All he's doing is dragging his feet, just waiting, thinking I'm going to come down, keep dragging his feet, dragging it out. Doesn't want to look at the problem, doesn't want to address it. He doesn't want to resolve this at all. He claims that he's been in constant communication. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No police officer, no chief of police, no crisis, no one. Absolutely no one. After I came up here on a Thursday, that following Monday, I got one text message from a cop, and that was it. An email from Brian Wicke just last week, and that is it. In 38 days of being up here. They're not trying to resolve this or do nothing. They're just trying to keep it quiet, and they're just hoping I just come down and they can sweep it under the rug. Think about this, common sense. Does any of this seem like a little suspicious or fishy, or I don't know, like stuff ain't adding up on how they're doing it and how they're dealing with it and what he says? I mean, common sense, just think about it. Yeah, because that's telling you something right there. Now, I sent an email to Brian Wicke this morning and told him, why don't you exactly elaborate on what my issue or problem or concern is, or whatever you claiming that it is. Why don't you say what it is? Exactly what is it that you say you don't have the power or the authority to investigate? So come out and say it. Because I'm not going nowhere for a while. But you just want to keep dragging your feet. That's all you're doing. Dragging your feet. 38 days later, no contact. The police never showed up here to talk to me. No crisis came to talk to me. Nothing about negotiating. Nothing whatsoever. Absolutely nothing. But try to put a fence up. Try to send up the people that work for the sign company or whatever to come and try and take my sign off. You came down and you put 2 mobile trailers with cameras down here. You paid to have some security guys sit in his car all day. But nothing. There's been no communication besides that one email and the one text message I got from a cop, like after like the 5th day I was up here. And that's absolutely it. Brian Wicke, you don't seem to be saying anything at all. Go on the Facebook South.st.Paul police website. Numerous comments I put on there. Numerous. Nothing. No respond, no nothing whatsoever. Why won't he respond or say anything or answer any of these questions? Really suspicious now. Come on, think about it. I'm not going nowhere, and I'm not coming down to think, oh, well, these people that are in charge of whatever authority, well, they agreed to speak with them. Agreed to speak with me, right. But they can't speak for me. They can't speak to me right here. They can't call me from right here, and we could resolve this and put a stop to it right now. 38 days later, but no. But to drag it out longer and longer, to think, well, we'll just drag it out, and they don't want to investigate it. They want to look into it because of the problem that's going to come out. The big old problem that will come out of it. Think about it. I don't hear him saying anything to contradict anything I'm saying. Nothing whatsoever. You can't, because it's straight recorded conversation with POs, child protection workers, county attorney's office, Scott County. I mean, it's sickening. It's straight sickening to think someone's got to go through all this just to try and get something done, to try and get justice on something, to think they're abusing their power, literally. The power that they have and hold, they're straight abusing it by doing this. To have someone go through all this? For what? Now, if something does happen and I'm up here, you want to make it clear that they'll investigate it. If I wind up dying or whatever, their coroner or do it, their people will investigate it all. And it'll be written up their way, and that's it. And we won't talk about why I'm up here, or why I was up here, or the reason behind anything of it whatsoever about me being up here. Just how did I die and why did I die? Like, I don't want to die at all. If I want to die, I probably would have died the first day I was up here and did something. I don't want to die. I'm still up here. 38 days later, I'm still saying the same thing. I'm not trying to go anywhere. I'm not trying to hurt myself or hurt anyone. I'm just trying to get justice, that's all. They won't even acknowledge anything whatsoever. Just straight ignoring me over and over and over. Straight solid fact. And if it isn't, Brian Wicke, he hears these videos. He watches them endlessly amount. I mean, he knows what I'm saying, but he refuses to say anything at all. Anything at all. Straight solid fact. Now, some people might be just drinking Brian Wicke's Kool-Aid and saying, well, he's saying it, so it must be true. Keep drinking the Kool-Aid. That's all I got to say. Keep drinking his Kool-Aid. But I'm not going nowhere until something's done. Bottom line.